we're going on to my favorite segment, man. It's Who You Got, yeah. So I love this, man. A mini drum roll. But it's just where we break down the offense, defense, who NFL team has the better coaching, who's gonna win the game, why, how about how many points. Off with Mo, and we're gonna go around.
All right. So I believe I had the Cincinnati and KC game.
Yep.
So offensively, it's tough to say this, but offensively right now, if we're talking currently, I'm not talking about overall, I'm talking about currently, I'll take Cincinnati. Their offense has really been clicking, and they've been the more consistent offense. I know Kansas City's starting to go into their own, but I just still haven't seen a lot of this stuff. I can't count that against Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. I just can't count what they did to Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. I respect it, but I'm just like, Cincinnati's done a lot, is growing offensively. They're dangerous. Defensively, I will take Kansas City. Kansas City's defense has been playing at a high rate. They've been probably the best in the league consistently, overall body of work, how they've been shutting teams down and how they've been using stuff. Coaching wise, of course, you gotta say Andy Reid, but I'm a true believer of this. If Cincinnati wins the division, I think Zach Taylor should be coach of the year. That's just me. That's just my honest take. If they win the North, I think he should be coach of the year. I think it'd be tough not to give it to him, but I can understand if he doesn't get it because a lot of coaches have done great things. This is a tough game to call right here. This is. I think this is going to be a test that both teams need. I think Kansas City, and Kansas City's 11-game win streak, this is probably definitely one of the better offenses they have seen during their win streak. Cincinnati, if you want the division, this is the type of game you need to win. But that being said, the Chiefs are just on too much of a run right now. So I think it's going to be a high scoring affair. I'm gonna go 35-28 Kansas City.
Okay. All right. Kansas City. Let's see who I'm gonna do off. Kansas City Chiefs and Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going Kansas City Chiefs offense. I think they're clicking right now. I think you got Kelsey. He's coming back off the COVID list, hopefully, but I believe he is. Tyreek Hill. This offense is clicking. I think they're the number one scoring offense since Week 10. Thank you, Nick Wright, for that. So I gotta have Kansas City offense. The reason I'm not picking Bengals offense is they did it against a Ravens team who's hiring guys off the street. Like I'm not giving them no kudos for that. No. So the defense, I gotta go. Kansas City has an edge in defense. Again, Kansas City defenses, we've all been seeing it. I mean, besides the Chargers game, they played people really well. I mean, it was to the point where we were questioning it, and that's what great coaches do. They adjust. And Steve Spagnuolo will give him his credit, his flowers, man. He turned around that defense in the right time. And then coaching, got Andy Reid, of course. Zach Taylor's done a phenomenal job this year. Once again, I'll say it, but I had him not doing good this year, and he surprised me. So he's doing good. He's learning. So I think they got a good young core for a while, but I got to give the edge to Andy Reid just because he has the Chiefs about to clinch the 1 seed again for the third straight year. That'll be crazy. Got to go to Kansas City to get to the Super Bowl. And I don't think Patrick Mahomes really loses in November, December. So I just think Andy Reid is overall a better coach. So right now, I think the game is going to be great. I just don't think the Bengals are going to show up when they play a good team. I just don't think they're there yet. I think they have offensive line problems. I think the Chiefs are really going to bring that pressure. They're going to stop the run game. And Joe Burrow is going to be in trouble. And it's going to cause some turnovers. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs offense is going to take advantage of that. I don't see it being a close game. I see the Kansas City Chiefs 35, the Bengals 21. All right, Greg.
Man. So offensively, I think the Chiefs are playing a little bit. Well, I think the Chiefs are playing a lot better than the Bengals. I think the Bengals benefited last week from, like you said, the Ravens pretty much just having nobody back there, especially on defense. But they look good doing it, I guess. The week before that, I think they only put up 15 against the Broncos. So that's a tough road game, but only putting up 15 points. So and you look at the Chiefs, they're just putting up points in bunches. Kind of clicked a little bit since that Chargers game in the fourth quarter, and then they, before that they played the Raiders and they, whatever. So now it looks like maybe the offense is getting back into the swing of things. They can find a running game with CEH or Williams. I think even just both of them, I think they'll be even in an even better situation. They still have Kelsey coming back, like you said. Pringle's starting to step up as a good number 2. I don't know what happened to Hartman, but whatever. But Pringle looks pretty good. Hill's still there, obviously, and Mahomes is finally not turning the ball over as much, or turning the ball over pretty much at all. So he looks like 2020, 2019 Patrick Mahomes. So I'm taking the and I don't know what's going on with the Bengals. Like the rushing game has kind of slowed down a little bit the last couple of weeks. So I'm taking the Chiefs. Defensively, I'm taking the Chiefs again. I think the Chiefs, like you said, they've been one of the best, if not the best, defense in the league for like the last since week 10, I believe, or something like that. So they're starting to put it together on both sides of the ball. Like I said, granted, I guess you played the Raiders in there, so that helps. But I guess the Steelers. I mean, they still have names on that offense, even though Ben Roethlisberger is at quarterback. But they're still they're going out there and just basically doing what they need to do to put teams away, and they're doing it on both sides of the ball. Coaching wise, it's Andy Reid. I think Zach Taylor's doing a great job, though. I didn't really see them at 9-6 at this point during the season. Actually, I think I picked them to finish last still, but they proved me wrong. And they look pretty good. I think that they have 2 tough games left in the season. I think they only really need win one of these next 2 to win the division. This could be a big statement game for the Bengals heading to the playoffs. But I just think that the Chiefs just have bigger aspirations. Like they're starting to look like that team who a lot of people picked to go all the way this year. So I got to go with the Chiefs. I'm going 34-23. Chiefs.
Go ahead, Corey.
All right, so I guess I'll start this one out by offering up my apologies to the Bengals. I did say that I thought Pittsburgh could finish last in the division before the season, and then I made a joke about Cincinnati still existing, so that probably wouldn't happen. I thought Taylor could be the first coach fired this season. In my defense, though, there were grumblings coming out of Cincinnati before the season started that Taylor wasn't meshing with the players and that he may be starting to lose the locker room. So that's where that stuff came from. To his credit, he has turned it around and has this team in position to be hosting a playoff game. I was definitely wrong when it came to the Bengals at the start of the season. Offensively, I'm going to take Kansas City between these 2 teams, though, because, I believe this once Everett went down, I think the Ravens were down to like their 8th string corner and below. So dropping 40 on that Ravens defense, it's not a test of anything. They're, as you guys said, they're throwing bodies off the streets out there, having to play. It's a mess. The offense had struggled for the last 3 weeks before that, so maybe it's a game that'll get them on track going forward. We'll see. I don't know that will, because I'm also taking the Kansas City defense, because Chiefs are playing really good defense right now. The turnaround is absolutely crazy, and going into the same with coaching and taking Andy Reid is, the team 8 weeks into the season was 4-4 and looked like they had a legitimate shot of missing the playoffs. And this does not look like the same football team. And so I don't know if maybe the coaching deserves a hit for not having the team ready to go for the first half of the season. But kudos to them for getting stuff turned around when they needed to and being on pace for the 1 seed. I think this is a major test for the Bengals. This is the game that we're going to find out if they're serious to make any noise or not. Honestly, I think most of the wild card teams in the AFC are perfectly fine facing Cincinnati and Tennessee in the first round. If the Bengals were to get the upset against the Chiefs at home, that might change some opinions. I'm not 100% convinced that'll happen. I'm going to go Kansas City in this one, 30-21.